We got a package, and this is a very special one. But first, let's get the bike dressed up. Let's put the seat on there because it is a special occasion. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have a very special package, and we received this actually from a viewer, a subscriber. I consider him a friend to the channel, and he sent us some stuff. He didn't have to do this at all, we didn't ask for it, but from the kindness of his heart he gave us these parts, and we are very excited for it because this box contains a silencer for the bike. So this package will take care of my ears, of the bike and the neighbors, because the bike is really loud. I just ran it outside for like 10 minutes just to see how it runs, and also I tried to ride it. I pulled the seat off and just sat on the wood, and it's absolutely amazing. There is some issue with the clutch. It's not really engaging at the right time or at the right consistency, but we're gonna have to figure that out. But first, let's have a look what's inside this box, because not only did he send us the silencer, he also sent us more parts. So this guy contacted me about the Fox project, and he said he had his own project that looks kind of similar, so he can relate to the build, and he wanted to send us some parts because he had some lying around that he wasn't using, and he liked to support the channel and the bike, and he gave the parts to us. So he contacted me, figured out what I needed, and sent it over. We're really happy about that. Thank you very much for that. We really appreciate it. But now let's take a look what's inside the box. Now first, let's start off with the mediocre stuff, and then we have the two best parts. One's the silencer and one is a other piece. So what he first sent us is a intake manifold. Now on the package it says open intake. Is this a modded one? Let's check it out. And actually it is. I didn't realize it when I opened up this package before, but it is a modified intake. Now I think, not really sure about that, but the bore seems to be bigger, and he also cleaned up this inside part right here. And he got a bit, not sure if you're gonna see it, but right here, the flow is a little bit better. So I'm really surprised about that. I wasn't expecting that. Maybe at some point we're gonna have to switch it up with the intake manifold that we have on there right now. Maybe this is an improvement, who knows, we will see. But this is very cool. I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't really notice. I don't really know what the stock intake manifold looks like on the inside. I can't really remember, but seeing the marks that he left on here, there will be a difference. So we're gonna have to check that out in a later video, but I'm pretty excited about that. Now the next part, because he sent us the intake manifold, he sends us a reed valve. Now, this is the stock reed valve. Maybe at some point, I know there are carbon reed valves you can buy for this part. Maybe at some point we're gonna have carbon reed valves on there, and then we have two parts. Maybe we can test it out, what's better, what's not. But this is very nice, very kind that he sent us a replacement reed valve. I'm gonna clean this up and store this away until we need it. Now because he sent us all that intake manifold stuff, he included, and me and the shade were baffled about this, he included two brand new gaskets. Not homemade cut gaskets, but two brand new store-bought, high quality, it says, gaskets. So pretty excited about that. That will help us out. Maybe I'm gonna take a copy of this that I can cut out my own gaskets much more easier. I really wasn't expecting this. In the DMs that we exchanged, he said he would send more parts than just the silencer, but I really wasn't expecting this. Me and the shade were not. Also, for one reason or another, he sent us these clips. Now these are stock, if I can get one out of here, because they are tangled together. These are like the standard clips right here. As you can see, these are like putting on the plastics and then you can screw in a bolt. We don't really need it, but we can sure use it at some point, because we're gonna make some fiberglass parts for this bike in a later stage. But yeah, he gave us a lot. Apparently he doesn't need them, but yeah, pretty cool to stock up the inventory. So we have these clips right here. I also can use them on my sports bike. Next up, and this was like a shocker to me that he sent me this. He told me about this and I was like, Why? He sent us a carburetor, and the story about this carburetor, or the little story that he told us, was that he had a moped or a scooter or whatever, a bike, let's call it a bike, and he want to upgrade it like performance-wise, and he put on this carb. Now he doesn't have the bike anymore, but he still has the carb, and he wanted me and the shade to have this carb. Now I don't know, let me check. Now the intake, it is a intake with a rubber boot. It is a 17. A 17. Yeah, I guess it's a 17. The intake is 17, but it tapers off. The deepest I can measure, it goes up to a 16, so maybe a 15, but there are a lot of stuff on here. Really nice tensioning. Yeah. Okay, with vacuum lines and whatever, I get. Let me show you the carb. I'm gonna have to research this carb. It looks pretty nice. This is the brand. I'm not gonna butcher the name, but it is... No, I'm not even gonna try it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to research this carb, see what it's all about, try to figure out how I'm gonna use it. Maybe at some point we're gonna get that on the bike. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. It got lots of connection points. We have this intake right here that sprays into there. Maybe at some point we can have something spray in there to improve the performance of the bike. Who knows? Wasn't expecting this, but we are pretty happy about that. Now the part that we desperately need, that my ears really need, the silencer. It is a Leovince handmade ZX carbon fiber silencer. Now it's dirty, I know. I'm gonna have to clean it up, get it all polished and whatever. I also gonna have to modify the bracket for it, but it looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy about that. Now we're gonna have to do some customizations to make it look good on the bike. For one instance, I'm gonna have to take this whole thing apart, see how I'm gonna take it apart, because I never had a silencer like this. None of my bikes did. I'm gonna have to make a plate to connect it to here, because this is the connection point that we have. So I'm gonna have to modify to get it right on here. Doesn't really fit now, but it's gonna have to get on there, and then put on the bike. Now I already took this out of the box and tried a little thing, and this is what I can do for now, for testing purposes. Of course, I can take off these nuts. These nuts. Got him. And I can put this on here and maybe just strap it in, put a metal wire on there, and then I can put it on the bike and then maybe start it up, see if we have a difference. The exhaust fumes should go in there, and maybe have a quick look on how it's gonna sound. So I'm gonna do that right now, and I will return when it's all on there. So I got the silencer on there, and as you can see, it looks pretty good, but it looks even better from the other side. So let me show you that. Now this is what the silencer looks like on the bike. We have a nice going flow. There is a nice parallel line between the seat and the exhaust, so I'm pretty happy about that. It sticks out, but not that much. We have a nice flow right here, as you can see. I'm so happy. But now let's start the bike and see if we can hear a difference. Now there is a problem. I'm not gonna rev the bike because I used fuel from here. Now this is my dad's fuel for his weed whacker, and yeah, I don't know how he mixed it, but he probably didn't mix it the correct way or with too much oil, because I already tested it. I already ran the bike and it smokes a lot. The whole room was filled with smoke after 15 seconds of turning on the bike with this fuel. But I'm gonna have to make new fuel. Let me show you first what he used. So this is the oil that my dad used. The bottle is pretty empty, not from one session, but I don't know if he mixed fuel that often, but that's really concerning. So in the next video, I'm gonna make some new fuel with this Castrol Power RS 2-stroke motor oil. Long-lasting performance, clean burn. So we're gonna use that. The reason for my concern is the fuel looks pretty black. That means there is a lot of oil in there. and I'm not really happy about that. Let me show you my measuring cup that I use to mix my two-stroke fuel, because this is my measuring cup, and the reason that I know that he didn't use it, because it's still red and it should be green if he used this. I'm gonna use this to mix my two-stroke fuel because there is a nice measuring lines right here. I need this much fuel for 5 liters. It's a stage 6 bottle. You can get it pretty much anywhere. You have stage 6 and Polini that sell this, at least the ones that I found, but I fancied the stage 6. But yeah, after all that, let's start up the bike, see what it sounds like, and hopefully it's a little bit more quiet. Okay, ignition on, a little bit of choke, fuel on. Let's give it a little bit more gas. Let it warm up a little bit. The mic is over here by me, so you're gonna hear some weird sounds. But this is how it sounds, and it's a lot more quieter than before. So I'm pretty happy about that. Maybe let's pull up the silencer. A big difference. Maybe a little bit more gas. So yeah, a lot of smoke. So now we know how the bike sounds with the silencer. It is a big improvement. It's much more manageable. Of course, there is the smoke and whatever, but I'm gonna fix that next week. So now I'm gonna open this up, try to clean it out, see what's going on there, and maybe turn this logo that is on there, the handmade logo, up to here so it's nice when the bike is sitting. Yeah, hopefully that works. Hopefully I can release this outer shell and maybe rotate it, clean it up, because there is some residue right here, but we will see once we get there. So now let's take it all apart and clean it up a little bit, and we can start working on the mounting bracket for this pretty soon. So here it is, the silencer is completely cleaned off. Now I couldn't remove every single dirt and speck that was on there. Also there's a little nick right here, but we don't care, we have a silencer and it will sound good. Take it off for a second so you can see the backside. The backside is also clean, and there is Leovince on here. This is of course Leovince silencer, but now this plate makes sense. There is Leovince on here, so we have now a real Leovince part that goes on the bike, so it makes sense that there is Leovince on here. Now the rotating of the tube was pretty easy. It was a little bit stuck on this plate right here that slides in, but I knocked it out, cleaned it up, and now the logo faces outward, the handmade logo. Also what I did, I removed the paint right here. There was a blue paint on there. Now with the look of the bike that we're going for, the blue was standing out too much and I didn't really like it. Now some people are gonna say, oh, the blue is iconic or something like that, or you needed to keep that on there, it looks better. It's my bike, I do what I want with it, and I didn't like the blue very much, so I removed it. But the exhaust looks pretty nice. It is long, you can say that, but yeah, it is what it is. It's the exhaust that we were going for. If we had bought a silencer ourselves, we would choose a shorter one, maybe like 5 centimeters shorter, maybe something like here, and with a straight tip going out. But now it is curved, it is a little bit longer. I don't care. It looks good, and yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. And of course, again, thank you for the subscriber who sent this part. We are very thankful for the silencer. We are pretty happy with it. Now I'm gonna have to do some work to make it all fit. Of course, I'm gonna need springs to go on here because now it can fly off. So I'm gonna have to get some springs for here because I don't have any laying around here. Of course, we're gonna have to weld it to the exhaust itself and to the flange that connects the silencer with the exhaust. But that is gonna be for a later video, because with this piece right here. I just put it on temporarily like this. This is a 2-pattern hole and the silencer is a 3-pattern. So I'm gonna have to make a plate for this. And when I was working on the silencer, I got a great idea for the dash. So let's move the bike down and I will show you my idea. So here you can see my little idea for the dash. I have some thick wire right here to get a nice even curve with the handlebars going down and like that. Now I want to make the dash out of aluminum. Now I don't have a aluminum welder, so that's a little bit tricky. This is what I came up with. I need a plate for these two guys, the ignition switch and the speedometer. Now the big problem is how I'm gonna mount it to it. There's not a lot of stuff you can mount to it. I can drill holes in the triple tree, but I don't really want to do that. And I was thinking, why don't I make a plate with a curve that curves all the way around here that I can attach with 3 bolts right here, and right here to reduce vibrations. Nice clean flush bolts. And then I can put the speedometer right here in the middle and it's gonna go something like this on that angle. And then with the ignition switch right here, maybe do it like this so you can see better what I mean. Something like this. I mean, that looks good for me. But to do all that stuff, figure it out how it's gonna be, I really cannot grind away the aluminum little by little. I want to make an exact drawing, make a paper template, then just drill the hole and make it all nice and fit, make it all nice and flush. Maybe not make it all the way flush, but a little gap right here. And I think that is going to be perfect. So if I need to remove the dash or whatever, I can just loosen these 3 bolts, pull the dash back, and then I can remove the steering wheel. Also, if we have like a small little wind cap right here, that could also be an idea that we're doing. Maybe in fiberglass or whatever, fiberglass it with the headlight, making a nice like cup or whatever. We are not really sure what we're going to do with the front end, but we want the speedometer and the ignition switch right here. So yeah, so I'm now gonna clean up the shop, get every single part that I need with me so I can make the stuff that I need to make and figure out the template for the dash already. I can do that at home. So yeah, let's clean up the shop and then I'll show you what I'm gonna take and yeah, clean up the shop. Always a fun part of the day, but yeah, needs to be done. So this is what I'm all gonna take home. I hope I have everything to make stuff happen. First of all, here is the material that I'm gonna use for the plate. It is thick, yeah, but it will be sturdy. Cup that goes over the silencer to trace the holes. The mounting point itself to clean up. Then we can put it on there. The whole dashboard assembly. We have the speedometer that I'm gonna measure up to see what hole I need to drill or make or whatever. Then I have this rubber gasket that's gonna go around it. It will be nice. The handlebars with the curve. And what I'm gonna try to do is I have a scanner at home. I'm gonna try to put it on the scanner and then I will see what shape that I need to make. And then I can make a template, glue it onto this surface right here and make everything so everything will fit. So just like this or whatever. We have still room on this side for lighting or another switch. Also, I'm gonna take these gaskets right here. I'm gonna scan them and try to make a one-to-one template that I can print out, put it on my gasket paper, trace it over or cut it out just like that. And then I can make gaskets all day long and never have to worry to buy one. But yeah. Now that I have these right here, the exact ones that go on the bike, I better use them to get a nice copy of them. So the bike looks pretty naked right now without the handlebars and all that stuff that was connected to it. But that is just the way it goes when you're building up a bike. Sometimes you need to tear something down to build it back up even higher. So that is gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. And if you're not already subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it and I will see you in the next one.